Hello, I'm Ericka, Sallee, and welcome to another episode of the TruWoman Show. Today I have the pleasure of talking with Lane Cobb. Lane is a speaker, transformational author, and holistic life and wellness coach committed to helping women enlighten their minds and empower their lives to get healthy, be happy, and live well. Creator of the intuitive body coaching method, Lane teaches women to connect with their divine essence and make right choices so they can heal their past, live their purpose, and fulfill their rightful destiny. With over 25 years of experience as a wellness coach, personal trainer, and alternative healthcare practitioner, Lane is a sought-after expert in the fields of transformation, motivation, and healing, and holds certifications in numerous healing modalities. A survivor of childhood trauma, Lane is an example to women who seek to ignite their passion and achieve their greatest potential. In her book, Heal Your Power, Heal Your Life, Lane provides women with a simple plan for bringing healing and personal power into their lives. Lane, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Ericka. It's a pleasure.
So we've said a lot in the opening, so tell me, what type of person seeks your services and what do you offer them?
As you know, I work with women, and mostly my clients are women who are in some type of transition. So whether that is transitioning out of one career into another, or transitioning from one relationship to another, or a whole stage of life to another, you know, reinventing our second act as we do. It's women in transition seeking to transform their mindset, seeking to transform their abilities to actually make a bigger impact in the world.
And so you help them to make that transition and really set them on the course to bring some new things into their lives, into their space.
Absolutely. And it doesn't matter whether you're an executive or a physician or a mom. If you're at the point in your life where you're ready to move forward,
which is important, that's a key word,
ready. It is indeed. If you're ready to move forward, then I help you move forward into that next part of life that will have you feeling fulfilled and satisfied.
Wonderful. So what are some of the fundamental principles or cornerstones that you use in your business as you're coaching women to move into this new realm?
The biggest one, I would say, Ericka, because we're talking about self-empowerment, and self-empowerment has several different components. And when you're talking about the self, you're talking about your spiritual self, your emotional self, and your physical self. They are all a part of who we are.
Absolutely.
And so we're talking about self-awareness, to become more aware of your actions and your thoughts, and whether or not your actions and your thoughts are in alignment with who you really are and what you say you want out of your life. We're talking about self-expression. So finding your voice and expressing that true voice in the world and living an authentic life. And we're talking about self-love and self-acceptance, really accepting yourself as exactly who you are and exactly who you aren't, and knowing that you are good enough and worthy exactly as God made you.
And sometimes we don't tap into that. So to know that you can offer those services to help us to get to the true authenticity of who we are is important. So in order for us to do that and do it well, what are some of the agreements that, say, you and I would have to be in order for this to be an effective coaching experience for me?
One of the things to understand is that coaching is about partnership. It isn't about me telling you what you should do. It's about us collaborating.
And the comfort zone is for you to do that, to tell me what to do, because I don't want to take ownership. Is that part of what you're experiencing?
I could say that that is partially true.
Okay.
I think what is key is for you, as the person who is wanting to move forward, to understand that there is more that is possible for your life, and to remember that I'm going to hold your vision as sacred. So I'm going to keep your focus even while you're moving through fear, even while you're moving through discomfort, even while you're moving into the unknown. I'm going to hold your hand and be there. We're going to do it together.
And it's key to have that accountability partnership, because if I feel like I'm in a fearful place, because you're holding that space for me, then you can continue to move me through it even while I'm in the place of the unknown or the fearful or whatever the things are that hold us back to prevent us from going through the process. And it sounds like you're pretty much the cheerleader to do that.
I am the cheerleader. I am. And here's the thing. When we do anything on our own, we are bound to not keep at least a couple of our promises that we've made to ourselves, right?
Absolutely.
And especially women, we keep our promises to other people so much better than we keep our promises to ourselves. And things pull on us. We're moms, we're executives, whatever we are drawn to nurture other people. And what there is in coaching is you are making investment in yourself so that you are finally nurturing your spirit to fly and open and really occupy the space which you were meant to occupy. So there is so much in coaching that is about spiritual empowerment and enlightenment, and definitely the partnership and the accountability to make sure that you get what you want.
There you go. I love that. So you've written some books. So talk to me about the books that you've written.
Well, the first book I wrote is called Reclaim Your Power: 5 Steps to Living Life on Purpose. I have a copy here. And this book actually is for women who are just realizing that there is more that they want out of life. And so it helps women to understand where they've perhaps given up their power, and 5 steps to reclaim that power so they could live life purposefully. The next book,
which is a good starting point.
It's a wonderful starting point, because we all have to do this. Because if you try to jump ahead 5 steps, then you're not going to be necessarily ready for that. So this is part of what I help women do in the first conversation, is to find out, well, where are we and where do we want to be? And then Heal Your Power, Heal Your Life is easy healing practices for women to be able to live a more authentic life. And then the one that I'm really, really, really proud of, Ericka, is Be Your Biggest Champion, a self-esteem guide for teen girls.
Very important.
Because when I was growing up, I really had a lot of roadblocks. And one of the things that I understand is that there are so many girls that are going through exactly the same thing. That in our growing up phase, there are so many challenges to our self-esteem, so much that's going on now that is challenging the positive image of these young ladies, and we need to push them up. So I recognize that my experiences needed to count for something, so I wanted to make sure that I shared my story. And this book actually has been picked up by several organizations that work with teen girls.
So you are a life coach. What is the difference between a life coach and a therapist?
Great question. The difference between a coach and a therapist is a therapist actually works from the assumption that there's something wrong and we're trying to fix it. A coach works from the assumption that there's something right. We're working to help people recognize and capitalize on their strengths to move forward, instead of focusing on there's something wrong here and how can I fix that.
Very important distinction, and I'm glad that you said that. And I think the premise of the coach is really to focus on drawing those positives out and what is actually right and intrinsically right with us. So thank you so much for making that clarification, and thank you for joining me today. There's so much more that I think we could talk about. I'd love to have you back on the show. So again, thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Ericka.
Living happy, healthy, and whole, mentally, physically, and spiritually sounds simple in theory, but in practice can be difficult if we're carrying baggage that weighs us down. Cleaning house sometimes means getting to the difficult spaces that we often cover up. Nobody can see them, but if left ignored, the junk continues to pile up and eventually becomes a disaster. The same is true with us and our human nature. Until we give ourselves a clean sweep, we're holding ourselves back from our fulfilling potential. And I thank Lane for sharing the process of being committed, digging deep, and setting yourself free from the clutter to live your full potential. So for more information on Lane and her coaching programs, visit her website at www.lanecobb.com. And thank you for joining me. Please tune in next time for another remarkable woman sharing her journey. And don't forget, I'm looking for you to join me this November 5th through the 7th at the Hyatt Regency Chesapeake Bay Resort Hotel in Cambridge, Maryland. My women's retreat pajama party with purpose will be awesome, and you don't want to miss it. For details on this and all other TruSynergy info, visit our website at www.trusynergy.org, like our Facebook page at TruSynergy.org, and follow us on Twitter at TruSynergy LLC. So until next time, find your true woman and be well.